Know Your Candidate. Presented by Portland is Possible, broadcasted by XRAY FM. In this segment, we offer a brief background on the visionary candidates that are proudly standing and running for the acclaimed Portland Area City Council. For now, we have a candidate of District 3 that incorporates Montevilla, Belmont, and Hawthorne neighborhoods.
My name is Luke Zack. I'm running for Portland City Council District 3, which is inner southeast Portland.
How do we minimize 911 response times?
One of the biggest concerns I hear from Portlanders as I'm talking to them about our emergency response network is the amount of time that it takes for someone to come, if anyone at all. And I think the biggest thing that we can do to improve 911 response times is make sure that our emergency response network is fully funded and particularly looking at parts of it like the Portland Street Response Team that is currently only operating with one vehicle across the city. But if we have the adequate funding to have Portland Street Response as a co-equal part of our emergency response network, and our dispatchers can then dispatch appropriately, that can help accelerate the efficiency of the process.
Should the city of Portland be incentivizing building new large venues here? How does whether the project is locally owned affect your view of these projects?
When we take a look at investing in large projects here, I think it's really important to make sure that the local community is involved in the decision making. This question to me speaks specifically about some of the ongoing conversations around a new music venue and arts venue in the city, and looking at the possibility of the Live Nation venue coming in, or the Moncrief Presents and AEG collaboration at Lloyd Center. And I think even though Anschutz is based in Denver and is not local, working with the local producers like that is really important to keep the vibrancy and the independence of our music scene. So I think that kind of can be extrapolated into other tourism and hospitality related parts of the industry, but I think it's really important to have a local stake in it.
What groups will be your highest priority to consult in crafting policy or involved in decision making?
I think no matter what the decision-making process is for, it's really important to take the constituents, the stakeholders that are going to be most affected by it, and bring them to the table and be a part of the conversation as early as possible in that. And I'm seeing that over and over again as I'm looking at different projects that are happening around the city, looking at the potential deflection center in my neighborhood in Buckman, and having the Buckman Community Association being involved with that, and letting folks have a part of the conversation in the process early on, to looking at the Albina Vision Trust. I know that we just formally accepted the federal dollars for that and accepted an alignment with their vision for how we can revitalize that part of the city as well in Lower Albina, and what that looks like. And we can bring everyone to the table early on, especially the folks that have been left out of the conversation historically, lower income folks, Portlanders of color, LGBTQ plus individuals, and everyone that needs to be at the table.
What would or should the average Portlander's day look like in 30 years?
In 30 years from now, I hope that we can see a Portland that is vibrant and connected. I would like to see a really strong shift towards multimodal transportation, so investing in our transit, investing in our biking infrastructure, and alongside that bringing in higher density housing and mixed use property, so that we can have more vibrant small businesses and entrepreneurship as well. So I think that we can have a much more walkable, livable, safe, and enjoyable community than we are seeing today.
This region is one of the 10 most habitable, and therefore we should expect population growth. What is our responsibility to accommodate people who want to call Portland home?
As far as the data shows right now, Portland has actually been continuing to decline in growth over the last few years, and I believe that California is the one place that we're still getting more transplants in than we have people leaving to California, but a lot of folks leaving Portland proper to elsewhere in the metro area, even over to Vancouver, and outside of the state in general. And I think that as we start to rebuild our city and we overcome some of the negative press that the city has had over the last few years, people will continue to see that it's a desirable place and they will move here. And I think that that's especially tied to the fact that Portland has a lot of really strong progressive values, and we take care of one another, and it will be continue to be a safe place for folks to go, even when there's uncertainty with federal politics in some neighboring states. And so I think that as we are a place that accepts everyone and works to improve their lives and to protect each other, it's really important that we have a city that is safe, a city that is affordable. If people are coming to Portland because of its vibrancy, but they can't afford the rent, they can't afford the groceries, they can't afford the transportation, then it's not an affordable, approachable, livable city for them. And we need to make sure that we're prepared for that.
Lightning round. What's a single word you would want to use to describe Portland in 30 years?
Connected.
Whom from Portland's past or present should our leaders take notes from?
I'd say Hera Hoffer, probably better known by folks locally here as Jinx Monsoon.
If you could wave a magic wand to make one thing happen in Portland, what would you do?
If I had a magic wand, I would have to try and make sure that everyone in Portland has a roof over their head.
Should the President Teddy Roosevelt statue come down?
That was taken down the year before I got here, and so I don't have a strong personal investment in it, but I don't think it has been missed in that time.
What's the last show or performance you saw?
The last show I saw was the Kid Francescoli concert at the Get Down.
So now you know your candidate, or a bit about them. We like to thank the visionary candidates, also like to especially thank all the volunteers and organizations that put this together. We couldn't do this without you. To look at each candidate, be a good Portland citizen, and to be a dashing and informed voter, listen to XRAY FM to learn about ballots and the new ranked choice voting system. And check out portlandpossible.org.